Hello everyone, welcome to EDUHUNT video lecture series. In this session, we are going to discuss about various types of feathers in birds. We can say that feathers are light in nature and they just fly in the air because of their light weight. The exoskeleton in the birds is in the form of feathers. They protect the body. In addition to that, they help in flying. These are the pictures of various types of feathers that present in different kinds of birds. Let's see what are the types of feathers. Basically, we can classify the bird feathers into three types, that is flight feathers, and second is down feathers, and third is phyllo plumes. Flight feathers, down feathers and phyllo plumes are the three main types of feathers present in birds. Feathers are the exoskeletal parts. These are epidermal in origin and the main composition, the component of the feather is beta keratin. As our hair is made up of a protein known as keratin, like that, the feathers also made up of a protein known as beta keratin. Not the keratin, that is an orange pigment. Keratin is for a vision. Beta carotene is the precursor of vitamin A. Not like that. It is beta carotene. It is a kind of protein. We know that there are different types of proteins like collagens, fibrins. It's a kind of fibrous protein, globular proteins, fibrous proteins. These are different types of proteins. It is a kind of protein present in the feather. For insulation, these feathers protect the body from heat and cold and also aid in and support in flight. And their assemblage called the plumage. The assemblage of feathers called the plumage. Like in peacock, it has a good plumage. It opens when before the rain. And there are, as we have discussed, that they have three types of major feathers in them. One is the flight feathers. Flight feathers, down feathers and phyllo plumes are the three main categories. In that, first one is the flight feathers, also called as quill feathers. Quill feathers, they are also called. And rachis or the mid-axis, also called shaft, is present. It is very prominent. And barbs and barbules, small hairy-like structures, are they intertangled with each other. They form a network, interlocked and form a network. This is a typical flight feather in which the calamus or the basal rachis part is known as the calamus or the quill, and the second, the mid-axis, this you can see here, it is the mid-axis, this is called rachis, and the basal portion of the quill that is attached to the body is the calamus or quill, and the basal small hair-like structures, and the spread part is known as aftershaft, and this is when here in this on the rachis the different types of hairs or the feathers they come up, and these are the three types. Like feathers of wings, these are prominent on wings, called remiges. Remiges are the feathers of wing. And rectrices are the feathers of tail. These are the feathers of tail, and they are like steering of a car. They direct, and also they are like a brake. When there is an obstacle, it immediately stops and comes down, moves down, flies down. And coverts is a type of flight feathers for filling gap between the remiges and rectrices. They if they are not seen, the body looks like a patched body. To avoid that, these things, the coverts, fill up the gap. And second type of feathers, that is down feathers for insulation in young birds. These are present common in young birds, and they are helpful for insulation, especially in babies, like young birds. Rachis is absent. Here, this is the down feather. You can see very tiny narrow structures are giving out, called barbs and barbules, and calamus is very small, and they help in insulation. The down feathers help in insulation of the body in young ones. There is no interlocking of the barbs and barbules. They are present independently. As you can see in this picture, these are the barbs and barbules. They are not interlocked with each other. Whereas in flight feather, the barbs and barbules are interlocked. It gives a fan-shaped structure. And third type of feathers are phyloplumes. These are minute hair-like structures, and their function is not known clearly. These are the phyloplumes. They are very narrow. Rachis is absent, and the calamus is elongated and very narrow, tiny, and barbs and barbules are very little. These are the three different types of feathers: flight feather, down feather, and phyloplumes. Flight feather they have again remiges, rectrices, and coverts. Remiges they are present on wings and especially meant for flight, and rectrices, these are feathers present on the tail, and they operate like brakes in a vehicle. And coverts, they fill the gap between remiges and rectrices. Down feathers, rachis is absent, and there is no interlocking of barbs and barbules, and they are present especially in young ones for their protection from the external factors like temperature. Insulation, the function is insulation. And phyloplumes, these are of unknown function, but they are minute hair-like structures present on the body. And the next is beak. Beaks are also present in birds are of different types. Let's see the beaks. Yes, these are the this quill, calamus, rachis, this is a shaft. These are barbs and barbules which are interlocked. I just showing a picture, a typical feather, quill. How nice it is. Yes. We have seen feathers which aid in flight as well as they support for protection, that is insulation. These are the two main functions of the feathers. Exoskeleton, in ectodermal in origin they are. Anyway, these are beaks. You can see different birds having the beaks of different types. This is a sparrow with a small beak. This kingfisher has a long beak, and it is hummingbird which is also has a narrow and long beak. It is an eagle. This duck, like that. We have different birds with various types of beaks. Beaks are helpful in feeding. That is, their beaks are the adaptation. They are based on the type of nutrition they have. Some of the birds will eat only seeds. They prefer seeds. The birds will have this kind of what we call beak. And some other will eat fish, and some other will take the nectar from the flowers. They will have a very narrow and pointed long beak like this in hummingbird. Yes, beaks in birds. So in seed-eating beak, these are short and stout, as we have seen in sparrow. Example, sparrow. Sparrow has a small, short and stout beak. Seed-eating beak. It is adapted to eat seeds. Insect-eating beak, that is small. It is also small and delicate and seen in swift and swallow. And third is fruit-eating beak. Fruit-eating beaks are sharp because they have to break the shell sometimes, and they have to break the upper layer of the fruit to eat the pulp. They are strong and hooked like this. Parrots, they have a kind of curved tip beak. The beak is curved at the tip, top, and with the help of that, it just drills. It moves like this fastly and eats like that. Parrot example. And next is fish catching beak. It is a long and powerful and sharply pointed. Herons and kingfishers, they take the fish from the water. They hunt, they capture the fish with the help of their long beak, strong beak. Mud straining beak, this is broad, flat and serrated border. Serrated means saw-like border, acting as a sieve. Example, duck. And flower probing beak. As I said, it is very long, narrow and pointed. It is seen in hummingbird. Like this, hummingbird. It has a long, pointed beak which helps in taking the nectar from the flowers, which are the nectar when it is deep in the flower, then also it can grab it with the help of its beak. So these are the different types of beaks present in birds. It is platypus, echidna. These are not birds, these are mammals anyway. It has why, I don't know why it has come this slide here. With this we have finished class Aves. And the only class left is Mammalia in the animal kingdom. We have finished successfully all the up to Aves, all the classes or major kingdoms of major phyla of the animal kingdom. and only leftover class in the phylum chordata is Mammalia. In the next session, we are going to discuss about Mammalia. In this session, we have discussed about various feathers and different types of beaks. And see one more example I have. Yes, this is how you can see. You can see these are the birds with their feeding habits. The bird is it eats animals and it catches fish and tweezer beak and sizzle beak and probing beak. It aids in taking the flower, taking the nectar from the flower, and spear beak. It aids in catching the insects, and hooked beak. It helps in breaking the nuts, shells of nuts like that, and I also help in eating seeds and nuts, grains. So we have finished the class Aves. In the next session, we are going to discuss about Mammalia. That is the last phylum, last class of the phylum, major phylum chordata of the animal kingdom. With that, we will finish the entire animal kingdom. I hope you have understood about the birds, their characteristic features, unique features, general characters, and their classification, flightless birds and flying birds, their examples, and we have also discussed feathers and feet in the different type of feet in birds and beaks in the birds, and how they are helpful and how they differentiate the birds from one from other. I hope you have learnt, you have understood, and you will learn better with the help of this video. Thank you.